streets of the town were unusually silent that Sunday morning. The sky was covered in the gray clouds, and even the wind had stopped. Jack and Liam, as always, were on their way to the church, but today felt different. The streets were deserted, not a sound to be heard. The boys walked in silence, unease growing within them. When they reached the church, Father Michael, who usually greeted them with a warm smile, stood at the door with a worried expression. His eyes darted to the street as if sensing unseen danger. "Come inside," he said, his voice trembling. Jack and Liam pushed open the heavy door and stepped in. The church felt darker and heavier than usual. Inside, the boys noticed that the familiar townsfolk were missing. Instead, motionless strangers sat in the pews, staring blankly at the altar. Jack and Liam sat at the back as always. "I don't know anyone here," Liam whispered. Jack nodded but said nothing. The silence of the strangers was deeply unsettling. Father Michael began his prayers, but his voice was quiet and strained. Jack noticed the priest's hands trembling as he held the Bible. Each word echoed against the stone walls. Then a chilling sound broke the silence, cracking bones. The boys looked up to see the strangers' heads twist 180 degrees, black, lifeless eyes fixed on them. Jack and Liam froze in fear. Father Michael saw the horrifying sight and clutched the Bible tightly. Suddenly, the church was plunged into darkness. Lights went out, and even daylight couldn't enter. The priest lit a candle and began chanting, "Lord of light, protect us." Shadows moved like mist across the floor, creeping between the pews. The prayer caused them to pause momentarily. Then, a tall figure emerged from the darkness. Lucian, the first created. His red eyes glowed, and his cracked dark skin gave him a nightmarish presence. Slowly, he approached the altar. The priest's voice faltered as Lucian grabbed him by the throat and lifted him off the ground. "I existed before humanity and will remain until the end of days," Lucian said coldly before snapping the priest's neck and letting the body fall. Jack and Liam ran out of the church, terror gripping their hearts. The cold morning air hit their faces, but the fear didn't fade. As they turned back, Lucian stood in the doorway, his red eyes fixed on